We are live. There is Willow in the background. Hi guys. Welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for this one because in this video we are discussing how making a decision is one of the most important things that you could do in manifesting anything that you want. If you are new here, hi, hello. This is Athena's channel where we talk about wisdom, mental warfare, and practical reasoning, and we discuss how to manifest effortlessly and what are some easy solutions to manifesting in a very simple way. So today's video I'm really excited about, and hi guys, if you're now joining, I will be answering questions a little bit later on. I think that this video is going to provide a lot of clarity, and again, I was going to do this live earlier on, but there has just been a lot of circumstances, a lot of things getting in the way of creating this type of content, so it's very interesting. But what I have to say is very powerful. So Willow is with me. I hope that you guys are doing well. Hello, Argentina, that's amazing. I've always wanted to go there. Also, I took out my headphones. If you guys couldn't tell, I don't have my headphones in. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So I'm really big into the audio, but I also want to be able to drink and not so that you guys don't hear me just sipping the drink. I think that would give me the ick. So I don't have the headphones in today. Let's just get started. Making a decision is the most important thing that you could do. And I've realized that, well, just looking back in a lot of the conscious manifestations that I've been able to successfully manifest, I have done so in a very decisive manner. And it's decisive in the sense of me being so relentless about my feeling state. And what I mean by that is when I decide that I want a certain object or I want to manifest a certain goal, I become relentless in this state and in this attitude, in this mood that I would have if I had that thing. Notice how that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be thinking about that thing 24/7. It just means that you're going to be in a state that puts you in alignment with accepting that manifestation. And I talked in the title, I put in Bashar's excitement formula because I talked about this a little bit before in one of my lives. I want to go into depth because it's super important, and I do believe that this is the kit. It's the complete kit. Once this kit is understood on how to behave and how to live your life and how it complements what Neville Goddard is saying, I'm putting these two philosophies together. I'm listening to what Neville's saying, I'm reading his books, I'm listening to his lectures. I'm like, okay, I'm applying it, right? I'm not just listening, right? I'm applying it, and I'm seeing how it's true. I'm testing it, right? Then I'm also testing, because just recently I've been listening to Bashar, and I'm testing his works, right? And they're both putting me in the same direction. They're both putting me in the same feeling state, as you would call it. And so I just want to talk about this. So let's go into what Bashar talks about. And then we'll also talk about making a decision. So let me put on my glasses. Okay. Bashar says, act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability, with zero insistence on the outcome, trusting that your higher mind will manifest what you truly need. Whatever manifests after that, know that that's what serves you in the best possible way. Okay, acting on your highest excitement, and that's it. That's the entire formula. You're going to act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability in every moment, to the best that you can, to where you can't take it any further. And whatever comes out of that outcome is meant for you, and it will lead you to more and more levels and different experiences of excitement. Okay, and by the way, if you guys don't know who Bashar is an entity that is channeled by Daryl Anka, and I hope that I'm pronouncing his last name right, but Daryl Anka. Okay, so he is channeling this entity, and this entity is known to be what we as humans would call an alien, like UFO experiences. This entity has a, let's say, bird's eye perspective on the universe, bird's eye perspective as to what us humans are experiencing. And he's like, hey, this is my observation. Since you guys are under these principles, under these laws of the world, of the earth, these are the laws that you guys are working with, right? So here are the laws that you guys are working with. And if you guys do X, Y, and Z, act on your highest excitement, then you'll actually be led towards everything you want. And no questions asked, like everything that you do, if you do it in this way, then we've observed that moving in this pattern throughout your earth will lead you to this result. Very fascinating stuff, right? I used to like not even care what Bashar said, and he did not resonate with me. I'm gonna be honest, for quite some time I just stuck with Neville, and I thought, you know, okay, Neville's good, I'm fine. And then just recently, probably going on 2 months now, I've listened to his stuff and I've just been ready to receive it. It makes a lot of sense. So, okay, let's look at making a decision, because sometimes this has happened for me personally, and I've even experienced some of it today, where I have felt conflicted about something. Whether it's a manifestation, let's use a simple example, like a specific person. You're wanting to manifest a specific person. Then you start having all of these conflicting thoughts, right? You're like, should I even want this person? Is this even meant for me? Is this meant to be? Is this something that I should be pursuing? Is this something that I should pray about? Like, should I let go? Should I focus? Should I persist? All of these different questions, right? So all of these problems, we're not sitting in the solution yet. We're just so focused on the problem. We're so focused on what we should be doing. This is why I'm bringing up, I think that this complements each other very well, the idea of just making a decision and Bashar's formula, his plan, because if you start to live your life in a way where you're only focused on, in this moment, right now, what can I do that's a little bit, even just a skosh, more exciting than the next thing, then that will lead you to more and more and more revelations of excitement. So make a decision, because making a decision is much, much better mentally, physically, spiritually than not making one. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know. You definitely know how it feels not making a decision and being in a standstill, being in this stagnant stalemate is the worst feeling. It's worse than like saying no, right? It is the worst feeling ever. So I hope that this provides clarity for you guys. If you can apply this and say, okay, this is where I'm at right now, these are my circumstances, or this is how I'm feeling, and being able to work with that, not dismiss it, but being like, okay, I'm feeling this way about it, and then moving yourself. It's about being able to soothe yourself into, okay, what's next for me? What is the next thing that I could do that's going to help me feel better? This is also something, this is really, really powerful for anyone who experiences depression or like a lot of mood swings. If you feel like you can't get out of bed, maybe the next exciting thing would be to listen to a podcast or a motivating podcast. And then if you're like, okay, well, since I'm going to listen to something that excites me or is motivating, then that means that I can also do this. So I'll pair, like for example, if I'm having like a down day, I'll pair that positive experience with something that I wouldn't necessarily, like laundry, I wouldn't necessarily deem to be a positive experience. So like It takes a lot of energy for me to do laundry. I don't like laundry for some reason, whatever. So I would say, okay, you're gonna get out of bed, you're going to enjoy your day, and here's how we're gonna do it. You're gonna listen to your favorite podcast, and while you're doing that podcast, then you're gonna do the laundry, and you're gonna listen, you're gonna enjoy. And do you see what I mean? So you get to apply this plan that Bashar has provided, and you keep doing it moment to moment to moment. And it has changed my life, because when you do this and you don't have an expectation on the outcome, and this is where I want to bring in Neville, but when you don't have an expectation on the outcome, then you can start to live more in the moment. You're not doing something to achieve something. You're doing something to experience the pleasure of doing it, and then that will lead to more and more experiences that are on that same vibration. I hope that this makes sense. So how does this compare with Neville's idea, right? He says, before you go to bed, think of all lovely things, think of the things that you want to experience, and those things will manifest, and you will naturally be led. Well, it's funny, because both of them are saying to think of things that are lovely and to act, right? They're saying to embrace that joy, that bliss, that excitement, right? And excitement, by the way, it doesn't mean like jumping for joy all the time. I just want to clarify. Being excited is a state of appreciation, aka appreciation. When you're living in a state of gratitude, appreciation, all of those things that you are finding within the world that bring you such joy, you will be brought more of it, okay? So Neville's like, hey, if you go to bed, if right before you go to bed, if you think of lovely things and you bring it to a peak, right? You bring that imaginal act to a peak, and then you completely and utterly drop it, let it go, aka you have no expectation on the outcome, then you will naturally be led to more and more forms of excitement. I mean, they're saying the same thing, but in a different way. What do you guys think about this? I found this so interesting because, again, this is my first time really listening to Bashar and his message. And these theories, these principles, these formulas, whatever the word you want to call it, they're not contradicting each other. If they're saying that your emotional indicators are indicators, if they're saying that the way that you feel matters, then the feeling is the secret. Bottom line, if there's all these people collectively saying you need to believe it before you see it, you need to become it before it manifests in the 3D, then it's just a matter of testing it for yourself and then seeing it to be true. So a couple days ago, and I'll share this with you guys. I didn't know if I wanted to share it, but I'll tell you guys some tea, and then I will answer some questions. So I was, I want to say 2 or 3 days ago, I've been out in nature a lot, and when I went on this hike, I had something taken from me, and they had gone into my car, they had gone into my purse when I was not there. They took money out and a bunch of other valuable things, and I felt very violated. If anybody has experienced that, it's just not a good feeling at all, and it just made me feel really gross. So, and it made me feel that way. It's like I didn't even do it, but I felt that way. If you guys have experienced that, then you know. But it took me a second to come back into how that could best benefit me. And then today, I noticed that something else extremely valuable to me was missing. And even these glasses. These glasses are very old. Somebody took the Prada glasses that were in my purse. It's okay, all of this stuff randomly. I've never really experienced this, but all of these things are just being taken from me in a very short amount of time, and it's causing me to just be like, what is going on? What is going on? And then I said, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm going to just accept that this is happening. Yes, there are ways that you could manifest all of the things back into your life, but I'm like, this is happening for a reason. what is the reason? Like, what exactly is the reason that all of this stuff is leaving me, right? And so I'm laying down, I turn on YouTube because I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was on YouTube, and then Master Shriya Kashana, he has like a couple million followers if you guys know his YouTube channel, but he starts talking about how, I think it was, the title was like 5 signs that your manifestation, or like that you're changing, right? Your manifestations are coming towards you. And one of the points that he made was that things will leave you. And in order for the energy to move, there will be things that go away, and then there's this void where the energy needs to be replaced with something else. And in that moment, it had brought me so much peace. And it's things like that where you're able to soothe yourself and put yourself in a state that is not so attached to those things, or not so attached to the circumstances. Because I could, and I wanted to at the time, I could have taken those circumstances and been completely defeated. It's not a good feeling. Again, it just happened recently, so the energy is still like just a little bit simmered in me. I'm like, all right, that was not fun. But how am I going to move forward? What am I going to do with this situation? It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to those things. And how you react to those things is what matters most. Your feeling state is the only thing that matters, not your circumstances. So, make a decision. How are you going to react, and how are you going to respond to the world? How are you going to see the world? And in every moment, what is one thing that you can do that is going to bring you more joy, is going to give you more satisfaction, so that you're able to enjoy your day? That's all that I've got. I'll take questions if you guys have any. If not, that's totally fine. But I found his teachings to be very interesting and very, very peaceful too. So I'll stay on here for like a couple more seconds, and then I'll log off. Oh, and then I wanted to say before I go that the subliminals that we were talking about in the last live, which I ended up taking the video down, it was doing all this glitching. Subliminals, I have been thinking about it. I've been meditating on the idea of subliminals. So if you guys have any type of recommendations for subliminals, I will go ahead and start making some. So I think that it would be really fun, really exciting to do. So if you guys have any suggestions for subliminals, I will definitely do that. Okay, well, it was wonderful talking to you guys. Thanks for joining the live, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.